But I realized I was searching for something because I hadn't really surrendered myself fully to who Christ is. I mean, he was not my Lord.
What is real true Christianity to you?
Well, for me, it's if I could just coin one word, it would be surrender. I mean, I knew, I grew up in not a Christian home, and then we were a Christian home, and it was wonderful. I mean, like, everything was together, and Dad was just like this on fire, and we had a great church, which is still our church, by the way. And so, but then something in me yearned to want something else. And so what was that? I mean, all of a sudden, I'm being driven to pursue a life that I know is not healthy. Because I saw it. I watched my dad do it.
Yeah.
And yet I'm so driven to do it, But I realized I was searching for something because I hadn't really surrendered myself fully to who Christ is. I mean, he was not my Lord. I mean, that's what I had to make him. And so when I came back home, before I called Lisa, I went through a surrender process. But only when I realized that, if I don't surrender, I will die.
Exactly.
For some people, it takes that. Other people just get it. They just say, I don't want to live like that. But for me, I was one of those kind of people that I had to get to the edge of what it would look like without a surrendered life. And then I realized it. Now, I was only, 18 years old.
That's amazing.
But
you haven't
it felt like I was a lot older because of the 4 years,
Right.
So I felt more seasoned and wise than I was. And I was always a little bit ahead of the game because I was the oldest of 4 boys, and all those years Dad was running around. I took care of my brothers. I mean, I basically raised them up while Mom was working and Dad wasn't there. So surrender, I think, it would be my word for true Christianity. And when you do that, and you really give it to him, he can do great things.
Surrender is what faith is.
Exactly
because
right.
To surrender, if you don't have faith, you've got nothing.
Exactly.
And my dad always tells me, and I love my dad because he's just a real human being,
Yeah.
and he speaks from his heart. He always tells me that you never know you have faith until you need it.
Right.
It's just something that's with you, and you don't walk around going, I have faith.
Yeah.
But when you decide you have to surrender, you have to have the faith to do it.
You do. And that's like one of the guys said last night, one of the Benham brothers said, it's fun to follow Jesus until you find out where he's leading you.
I love that.
And this is great because that means surrender. I got to trust that even though it may not be
Exactly.
the place I thought I was
That's your
going.
next book.
Yeah, that's right. That's it.
Surrender.